Alright, graphs. We know you've seen graphs in the past, but now we're going to add some stuff to them. And what we're mainly concerned about when we're talking about graphs is being able to figure out visually the relationships between certain variables. So why do we graph in the first place? We do it to communicate data visually. If I just give you a random set of numbers, you can probably figure it out, but it's a lot easier to put it in a graph. If I say you this value, if I tell you that one value is at 90 and one value is at 25, you know one's bigger than the other. But then you put in a graph, you find that 90 is way up here, and 25 is way down here. You see how big of a gap that is, because it's all relational, it's all in the right proportions. So that's why we do it, just another way of communicating data. You've got your four types. I know you've seen all these before. Let's just go through them again one more time. So circle graphs and pie charts, these are parts of a whole. So you've got the whole circle represents 100%, and the percentages are broken down in the different colors and different sections. Then you've got bar graphs and histograms. They will tell you relative sizes. They use bars at different heights. Obviously, the higher the bar, the higher the value. Histograms do this in ranges instead of like that. Line graphs, you will see this most often throughout this course, but they illustrate changes over time. And those changes over time reveal a lot about the relationship between two different data, or two different points of information. In scatter plots, you won't see these a whole heck of a lot. In math, you use the graphing calculator and go and you find the R and it gives you the interpreted slope. All of that stuff, you won't have to do that. We'll do that for you, but just you got to be able to identify it when you see it. But the big thing with graphs is determining the relationships. Direct proportional versus inversely proportional. You've got to know the difference. Let's just go ahead and solidify this in our brains now because it makes later units a lot easier. So, the first one is inversely proportional. Inversely means opposite. So if one value goes up, the other value goes down. And they give you this example. The more water you drink, the less thirsty you are. So if this up arrow is water, the more water we consume, this arrow will be thirst level. Okay, easy enough. And then, what you need to learn right now is relationships within a mathematical formula as well. So 4 equals xy. This is a good trick that will benefit you from now. And if you plan on going to college, your SATs will benefit, your MCATs, your bar exams. This will help you throughout the rest of your life if you understand this relationship now. If the values are on the same side of the equal sign, so same side, they are inverse. And you can assign a value to x and find out y, and then assign a value to y and find out x. Try to prove it wrong, but you're not going to be able to. That's just the way the math and the algebra works out. Directly proportional is different from inverse. Direct means they are the same. They have direct impacts on one another. So as one goes up, the other goes up. And they give you the more hours you work, the more you get paid. Unless you're working on salary, that doesn't really help. I'm going to go back and keep using the water. The more water you drink, the more often you pee. But what happens to one happens to the other. And then you've got your math equation again. 4y equals x. If it was inverse, same side of the equal sign, they're inverse. But now you see the y and the x are on different parts. There are different sides of the equal sign. So different sides equals direct. So now you don't have to go in and find the relationship between the two variables. You just look at it. Oh, they're on the same side, so they must be inverse. Oh, they're on different sides, so they must be direct. Just trust me on this. It will benefit you a lot. But let's go ahead and solidify this knowledge now, or play with it more in class, because it will make the rest of this unit, the rest of this course throughout the whole year, and other courses to come along throughout the rest of high school and college. It will benefit you a lot in the long run.